Welcome to Cubbypotamus, where we birth pots and share thoughts. We have 8 new subscribers this week, and I'm excited because more people are watching my show. Yay! Now, a long time ago when I went to church and I was making pottery at the time, made pots for 11 years, but I didn't sell any, and I had too many of them, and they overran my house. So I had to stop because I had nowhere to put them. And I hated selling things because it felt manipulative, right? It didn't like it because I felt like I was being nice to get things from people, which is never really the case, you know. Feeling guilty about that. But I gave a lot of pottery away, and I remember, I'd come to church and bring 4 or 5 tea bowls, and I would match the tea bowl to the person, right? And I could always tell, I always have this sense, I guess, about people, what they'll like, at least in my pottery. Maybe not other things, but that's very personal to me. And I was so shy. I had it come there, and some days I wouldn't hardly say anything because talking was so hard for me. And I would always come there looking for something. But a lot of times I just couldn't get out of myself. But one thing about me is that, if you get me into an area where I am focused, the things that I love, it brings me to life. That's an autistic thing, we have a very narrow experience, right? It's like a laser beam or a magnifying glass as opposed to, a flashlight, and I think most people can interact with things that they see in the flashlight, right? But mine's just this little point of bright, intense light. And when I try and interact outside of that, it's very hard. But when I get there and I get to the core and I can speak in my true voice about the things I love, then it's easy. I'd bring my tea bowls to church and I would match the tea bowls with the people. And it's like I always knew, the perfect pot for the person. Maybe it's the way they dress or just something about them. I'd bring it in and set it on the table. I'd see it and they'd be like, "Oh, I love that one." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I know. I brought it for you." Call it my gift. I don't know. I might not say anything to you, but it doesn't mean that I don't notice you or don't care. And I think that's something that people misunderstand about us, is that, we might not be interactive, but it doesn't mean that we're not paying attention. It doesn't mean that we don't care deeply. But you just don't see it because we don't, a lot of times, talk the same language, I guess, as most people, and they misunderstand us. Now, I say I'd bring tea bowls in. I guess a tea glass might be a more accurate description, and it's a Japanese thing, right? You have tea bowls, chawan, which are like the ceremonial bowls that they would drink tea out of, and then there's yunomi, which is a more loose form of pottery, you know, and it's taken on to mean pretty broad meaning by potters, right? Like to mean any sort of footed cup, you know, but it's not the form that matters so much, it's the concept, right? It's the value and the significance they put on the pot that I like so much. I don't like the word cup because it's just so ordinary. You know, cups are things you get at Walmart. Unomi's are works of art. And I love making things for people, right? I love the idea of it being special or different because it is, because it's one of a kind, right? And significant to me, and you know, I guess that's kind of my speciality, I guess. The thing that I really love to make the most is Unomi's tea glasses, tea bowls. Yeah, my friend Tammy made that one. Her first pinch pot. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. I forgot where I was. But I like making them one of a kind, you know. And all different. I never make the same pot twice. I think that's what makes it a person. I don't know if that makes any sense. Pottery is something that comes in stacks, you know. Pottery is something that you make multiple of. But when it's one of a kind, then it takes on a whole new significance. Right? You know, and I love giving my pots personality and interacting with them, you know. And they kind of have their own life to me, right? And, you know, I love it when people want my stuff enough to get it, but it always kind of makes me sad when they buy it and put it on a shelf as decoration and it collects dust. I love it when people interact, and especially with, well, my tea bowls, you know, they drink out of them because it's so intimate, right? It's my way of connecting with people, and the pot has a life of its own, and it makes me sad that it's kind of that it didn't get to live and have experiences, you know, that it lacked a purpose and a life, you know, and it's just decoration. But when someone loves it and it's their favorite pot, you know, it's their cup, there is nothing better than that. I don't like handles. You know, to me, in my mind, when someone holds the handle, it's like they're not holding the pot, they're avoiding it, right? It's like a rejection in a strange way. And I love it when people hold the thing, you know, and feel the warmth, you know, and that connection. You know, and love makes it real. Like Pinocchio. I am a real pot. You know, and it lives its life, you know, and I appreciate that people like it so much that they don't want to break it, but I don't know, it just sits there and they just don't think about it. But when it's in your hands, when you drink out of it, it's very intimate and makes it alive. Now, I really miss that, making pots for people. And part of my plan for cubbypotamus, right, is to have an option where you can buy the pot beforehand, right? And with all my pots, I take pictures of them, and I take pictures of me because it's a piece of me. So they buy the pot beforehand. I look through their social media and I make them a tea bowl just for themselves, right? And then I show it on the show, the bowl that I made for them. And they take a picture and they send it back, So you got a picture of it with me, a picture of it with them. And, it's like my interpretation of who they are. Oh, hey, it didn't get stuck on there. I was a little worried that it would. Yeah, that one leaves a little to be desired. But, kind of a fun lumpy pot. Yeah. It's something about individuality. And something about really seeing people. Really knowing them and being known. And it occurred to me the other day that, I whine about being lonely or, wanting to be wanted or not helping people, doing good things. And then I think of all the beautiful stories and connections I have, and I realize that no, I connect with a lot of people. And in my own way, and to them specifically, and in a personal way. And me making your tea bowl is my way of reaching out and connecting with you. Because I want to get to know you. Yeah, going back and, I was so proud at church because, I made them feel loved. And I made them feel accepted and welcome, the welcome that I wanted so bad. And I am such a kind person, I think because I am so lonely and I don't want anyone to feel like I do. And I want to make a cup for you. There's nothing better than, making something that's their cup, your cup, right? They just love it. Ooh, little Ted. Yeah. Oh, that's a cutie. Oh, it's hot. Imagine I take something out of a hot kiln and it's hot. Go figure. Shocker. Oh, Jake and quantum physics, Sarah. So hopefully, someday I'll be making you a tea-bowl. If you would like this, click subscribe. It really helps out my channel, helps my algorithm. It's pretty damn hard to be putting myself out there all the time. It's kind of nerve-wracking, and you kind of wonder if you'll ever really get to that place that you want to. So please engage with me. Okay, well, that was cubbypotamus. And I guess I'll see you later.